So how I've been with this routine of power building? Well, I just finished my fourth week today, which I'm gonna train as well as I'm recording this video. But this day was my deadlift day, and today we were doing some block pulls, which is a type of deadlift that you do more for focusing on the concentric part when you raise the bar up. Because I have realized that block pulls have really helped me with my technique, especially with my lower back and my hips, because when I started this routine I realized that my hips started to go up before using my knees and then my hamstrings to pull the weight up, right? So now, as you can see, what I feel is that I try to bend the bar with my arms and hands, of course, so I keep my back straight, and after that what I do after is try to do the similar movement when you're doing the hip thrusts. Like, try to squeeze your glutes instead of just pushing like the floor away from you. Like, those are two very different things. And as you can see, I have bettered on the deadlifts. And so for the second exercise is reverse lunges, which you can also do Bulgarian split squats for, but for my opinion, I think that I really enjoy this exercise as well. And if you use a plate, like I'm using a plate here, you have a higher range of motion in this exercise. As you can see, I'm going almost parallel with the floor, and my knees are below my toes and not over my toes, because if your knees are over your toes, you're gonna work more your quadriceps, right? So these are two very distinct things that you need to take in mind, because you may be working more your quads than your glutes or vice versa, and if you have the goal of doing one or another, then you must be clear which one do you want the most, right? Right now, as you can see, I'm still working it one leg at a time, because the problem is that if you work one leg and then do the other leg, you're already resting your leg in between that rep, right? So if you do one leg at a time, you just stimulate your leg very until you can't, or you're close to failure. As you can see, I'm starting to debalance. I'm starting to do it a bit more slow, but that's good because I'm working towards going to failure. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go to failure, but try to at least train between an RPE of 8 to an RPE of 10. And this is what I really like about this exercise, that you really can focus on one leg at a time. You can do it with a plate, so you can have a greater range of motion of your quads, as well as you work on your balance, because you have your dumbbells by your sides and you need to control the weight all the way down. Don't never make the weight control you, because if you just go down very fast, you're not doing the right way. But as you can see, I'm here controlling my eccentrics, really focusing on the mind to muscle connection. All right, the third exercise is then what's going to be the hyperextensions on the Roman chair. This is the 45-degree hyperextensions, and what I really like about this exercise is that you can target, of course, the glutes as well as the hamstrings. And the main problem with this exercise is that most people hyperextend their backs. Even though the name suggests it, I really don't suggest hyperextending your lower back, because if you want to target your glutes in this exercise, what you really need to focus more is on contracting your glutes as hard as you can, doing those slow eccentrics, as how you can see, until you feel a stretch on your hamstrings. Once you feel that stretch, go all the way down again. And you can also train close to failure, but I don't recommend in this exercise going to failure like the RDLs, because then you're gonna feel very sore. Now, getting results with leg raises, then let me show you how to do them. All right, so first off is that try to imagine you're trying to bend the bar above you. So these two handles that you're trying to like just bend it. Imagine a bar you're trying to bend, and this way you have a more stable back, and this way you focus more on your abs, right? The second thing is that go parallel on the floor, like raise your legs like here, not more, because if you raise them more, you might be targeting more your legs and your hips, right? So always like this, focus on that mind to muscle connection. If you can grip again, just keep going, because you're still working, those reps still count. So also try to train close to failure, because the abs are like any other muscle, right? So keep it like that. And when you can no more, with caution, you finish the exercise.